So the concept of slope basically gives us the angle or the pitch at which a line is increasing. And so what we're looking for is not really what slope is, but rather how do I find slope? So if I'm looking for my m value, or if I'm looking to try and solve for slope, my question is how do I go about doing that if all I have is 2 points, 2 bits of information? How does that help me find the slope? So if I'm given 2 points, so for right now, let's just say we have 1 point which is at 5, 2, and we have a second point on our line, so we can identify a second point, and that point's at 0, -3. So we have 2 points, and we want to know, based on those 2 points, what's the angle, or how quickly is that line increasing or decreasing to get to the next points? All right, so here's basically what we're going to be doing. We're trying to find our slope. And when we go to find slope, really, we talk about this several different ways. It's rise over run is usually the way most people hear it. But that doesn't really help us solve for it. That's just a way to remember it. But really what we need then is we need a formula. We need to know some kind of an equation here. So really what this says is I'm going to take one of my y's and subtract the other. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1. And I'm going to take the matching, the corresponding x value. So x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And I'm going to subtract. So notice on this one, if I'm looking at a graph, and we'll sort of sketch this out really quick for you. If I'm looking at a standard linear equation, I have my x and I have my y. What does the y value really control? Well, that's the up and down, right? That's our rise. And what does the the x value change? Well, really the x value goes this direction. And so that really changes or looks at our run. That's how far across it's going. So when we talk about this equation, this is really rise over run. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply that equation or that formula. And let's apply it now to our values. So I have m is equal to, now I'm going to use -3 minus 2. I'll sort of out to the side here. I'll go ahead and give you our points again just so you can see these. So there was our first point. There's our second point. All right, so I took -3 and subtracted 2. So that means I'm now going to go to the 0. So I'm going to take 0 and I'm going to subtract the 5. So corresponding parts matched up. And so -3 minus 2 would be -5. And 0 minus 5 would be -5. So that tells me my slope is 1. So what does that mean? Well, what that means really is every time I go up 1, so if we just really quickly think about what this looks like, every time I go up 1 value, I'm going to go up 1, I'm going to move over 1. Every time I go up 1, I move over 1. So really my points that I'm sort of generating are right here. Here, here, here. And so as I start to connect these, I basically get a line that goes right through there. Now, that's not the correct line. That's just an idea of what the slope looks like. Now we would have to adjust it to the correct points. But the slope tells me it's going up 1 and over 1. And now I can adjust it to the points to see exactly where it goes. And I would be able to come up with my line.